Hello, my name is Daisy.
Hey, my name's Alyssa.
And this is
Terrifying Talks.
Midnight creeps and shadows fall, whispered secrets through the walls. Ghostly figures start to sway. Tune in now, don't be afraid. Terrifying talks tonight. Chill your bones till morning light. Spooky tales to make you jump. Heart beats fast with every thump.
Welcome back, Terrifying Talkers.
What up, what up?
Hey, if you are new, welcome. Please stay.
Please.
Please, we appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe or whatever the fuck. And if you're coming back to listen, what's up, motherfuckers?
Long time no see.
Actually, it was last week, but that's okay. I'm glad you're back. Please stay. You want to go take off with the title?
What up? This time, we're doing all about urban legends.
Ooh.
So, we titled this, Creatures We Have Created.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so I kind of wanted to just talk about what urban legends are.
Ooh.
Yeah, just kind of give a little, before we deep dive in.
You're so good at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, per the internet, okay, an urban legend is a story or piece of information that is wildly circulated. See, I didn't need your help this time.
I thought you were going to for a second.
Often to believe to be true, but can be false or misleading. I think urban legends are really just scary stories
it's
that
essentially
you would tell around the campfire.
Mm-hmm. And then, people just keep passing it down and down and down.
Yeah. Well, I was reading, because there's, obviously a difference between, myths and urban legends. To go back into some of the stuff we talked about, like the Blair Witch Project, I feel like that was more, because it's in a small town and everybody knows it, I feel like that's more of, the urban legend of that town.
I could see that.
So
it was just more myth. The urban legend was inside of the movie, instead of how the movies we covered are more off of urban legends that people actually spread.
Yeah, this is real shit. But yeah, urban legends originated dense and like I said, more densely populated in urban areas, like
small towns.
Yeah. It was first on print, at least per the internet. And
don't take our word for it.
Yeah, in 1968. So I feel like that's really interesting, because I feel like that's really fucking wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, because I feel like you're gonna look at me and tell me that people didn't think way back then about vampires.
See, that's what I'm saying. 1968 seems relatively, in a sense, recent.
Yeah, I mean, my mom's 40 something. Okay, I love her. She's 78, and that being literally 10 years before she was born, I feel like that isn't long at all. That's my grandma.
Yeah.
So, see, it doesn't make sense. To me, I mean, I think it would depend on what I guess you can consider that borderline of what's a myth versus what's urban legends, because I've seen stuff on vampires being an urban legend and them being myths, but at the same time I'm just you're gonna tell me that people didn't have stories of Dracula or something in a small fucking town of Transylvania or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean, where vampires roam around or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about vampires, so I did Hotel Transylvania. What can I say? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 1968 doesn't sound.
Yeah. No, I kind of figured you would have said something like
1806.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like those numbers would make sense to me. But I also feel like urban legends. I think we've had a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in 1968, but there was
right. Like maybe they called it something else.
Yeah, or they were just like telltale stories, something like that.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but I actually have some urban legends.
Ooh.
Yeah, that I recently saw, and we are gonna obviously talk about one of them. The first one I have is Slender Man.
Oh, of course.
Obviously,
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Stop.
I remember. 2009 is when it first started coming out of the Slender Man, and I think it's so funny. I call my husband Slender Man because he's tall.
I could see it, to be honest.
Yeah, only I'm allowed to call him that. Everybody else is not allowed because they have no right. I do because I married him. Anyways, but yeah, I remember when Slender Man started going around. I thought that was crazy. I was like, y'all bitches stupid.
I remember that shit so vividly. I remember when they came out with the little game for it.
A game? Oh, I do remember the game.
The sounds that it would make when he would get closer.
Hell no, bitch. You got me fucked up in the ass. I just feel like it's kind of crazy that this, like, how did, like, now thinking about urban legends and, like, talking about it, who fucking just went around and was like, yeah, the Slender Man.
Well, you want to know, it was actually, I'm pretty sure, submitted for
by some guy.
Yeah. Finger touch. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure some kid made it for some type of contest. And they took it and ran with it.
Which is so crazy how that shit starts, because this is like worldwide, where people are just like,
and those girls that really believed in it.
Dude, which is crazy, because there are cases where it's like, what is that one? They took this girl that, you know, they befriended her and everything, took her to the woods. And did they
tried to sacrifice? No, I think
she's alive. I think she was stabbed like fucking 14 times or some shit.
I'm not gonna say if she is or not because I don't fully remember.
I don't know, but I do know there's a case.
There is a case. That was, I'm pretty sure, again, I don't want to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was in 2014 because the Slender Man movie came out in 2018 and they were still getting backlash because of that.
Really?
Yes, they had to change a lot in it. I was looking stuff up last night and I was, whew.
It's just crazy because how much the lore is and how much people believe it. And it makes you think, too, because when I think of urban legends, I really, truly believe it's, like, something, like, real.
Yeah, like, there has to be some sense of realness to it.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Like, not everybody. Or, like, it almost, like, because it's just a story, but how do I know that's not real from him? And kind of like Freddy Krueger, right? You fucking think of him, you dream of him, he comes more alive, and you know. So I feel like, what if it's something like that? And we fucking awoken some fucking
like you're manifesting it.
Yeah, like that's scary shit. It scares me just talking about it. I feel like, ugh. Sorry. Going on, moving on. Skinwalkers.
Ooh, I used to love skinwalkers.
I don't know if you would call that an urban legend, but I've read that there's some like in like Arizona.
I feel like some urban legends are more location wise.
Yeah, like for the skinwalkers, it said for like in Arizona or something. Bigfoot is a very big one still. I don't think it gets as much as, you know, Slender Man at the moment, because it's more modern to like our society or whatever. Big one, Bloody Mary.
Exactly.
Obviously.
I remember that as a kid as well.
I'm gonna tell you this now. I hate. Okay, I remember I'd be brushing my teeth and in my head I'm like, Bloody Mary.
I would do the same thing.
No,
I would do the same thing. I'd be like, stop it.
It's so bad because you like, I don't know what it is about the whole lore of Bloody Mary, but it just intrigues you so fucking much. And I really enjoyed in Paranormal Activity how they put that in, because it's like, that's creepy, because you had some real shit going on and you did the fucking Bloody Mary thing, and now you just got scratched and you're dead. That
was a great rundown for that.
A good one that I love watching videos on, the Loch
Ness Monster.
Loch, or is it
Loch?
Sorry, I'm on crack.
Like always.
I hear people say Loch Ness.
I've never heard anyone say
really?
Loch Ness.
Maybe because I have a Hispanic family, they call it Loch Ness Monster.
Go up to them and be like, it's a Loch Ness.
Loch. White, Mom. Loch Nick Monster. Anyways, one that I've seen on TikTok. Okay, so I know it's being more like popular lately. Is the 100-step cemetery? Have you heard of that?
100-step?
Yeah, cemetery. So basically, there's like apparently like 100 steps all the way up to the cemetery. I'm not too sure, but you are supposed to walk up the steps. You have to count up to 100, and at the very top, a fucking, what do you call it? Undertaker spirit. It says. Well,
Undertaker?
Yeah, that's what it said on the internet.
What does it even mean?
I don't know, but it's an Undertaker spirit will appear and show you like a vision of your death. Okay. And then you have to walk back down the stairs and count, like you have to count the 100 steps.
Bro, I'm bad at counting. I'm going to miscount.
Hold on. So, couple things. So if it says, you try to trick, or count wrong or whatever the fuck, apparently.
Bro, I'm just bad. Like, I won't even genuinely do it, and I'll just miscount.
Apparently, like some sort of fucking force or whatever would push you off the steps.
I think I have heard this. I didn't hear about the Undertaker part.
Yeah, I don't know. But you're supposed to go back down, and if you count the 100 all the way down, it's supposed to be the vision of your death is false. But if you count like 98 steps down, like apparently it's supposed to come true.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I would never do that because I wouldn't care to know how I would die, but like it's just kind of freaky to know it could happen at any moment, and you don't really realize it until you're feeling that deja vu moment.
Have you ever heard of, to go along with the steps to nowhere?
No.
So essentially it's if you're in like the woods or just some like big open area and you see like a staircase and it doesn't go to anywhere, right?
Oh,
it's like you're there and it's like point blank completely out of place.
Yeah.
It should not be there. It does not look like it fits right there. You are not supposed to walk up them.
Or is it basically like when you see two branches or two trees that look like a doorway, you're not supposed to cross it? Or if you see like an actual, almost like the stairs, if you see an actual door, you're not supposed to open it and like go through it.
Because it's like if you walk up them, you could essentially go into a different dimension, supposedly.
Yeah.
I've obviously never tried.
I don't like going in between trees that are like
that.
Yeah, because it's urban legends. You just don't know what do you do if it is true? You know
exactly. What I mean? Like, are you really trying to test that?
Yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. Couldn't be me. I did also look up, and we have quite a few urban legends in Indiana.
Really?
Yes. I only wrote down 2. But it's the Bombs Bridge Inn and the Crown Hill Cemetery. Apparently, people died, and it's like one of those things where, I don't know, it's like, your old telltales of like when people die and they're like not haunting you, but like haunting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or have you ever heard of, this will be my last one so we get into it. Have you ever heard of, I don't know if you have one here, but in Texas we had a railroad track, and it is said, okay, little finger quotation marks, that there was a bus going and it like stopped or whatever the fuck in the middle of the tracks. I don't know the whole like round of the story, but the kids end up dying, and so when you go on the track, you're supposed to put like the flour on your car. And
I have heard that. I have heard that, yeah.
Yeah, and you're supposed
and
to,
the kids are supposed to push.
Yeah,
yep.
And I've done that before.
Did it work?
I don't know because I was drunk. Okay? And I was scared shitless. Okay, let me just say this. I was a very not great kid. I would sneak out of the house all the time. And so once I was like, oh, can I stay over at, my cousin's house? And they were like, yeah. And we snuck out of the house to go meet boys. We would go to the park. We got drunk and we're like, yeah, this is also the first time I learned how to drive a stick car.
Mm-hmm.
The guy I was like hanging out with taught me. So that was pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, we got drunk or whatever, and they were like, yeah, let's go to the railroad track, let's do it. And I was like, fuck no. And so we did it anyways, and I'm scared shitless. I got my cousin in my arm. I'm like, bro, why the fuck did you take me here? You're like 17, bitch, and I'm like fucking 14 right now. Just kidding, maybe not 14. I don't know, maybe. I don't remember.
I'm dead.
Cool. I gotta look at. We have pictures of that night.
Oh my god.
But we went and we put it in the car in neutral, and the car started moving. And it's like a flat fucking road, so that shit's scary as balls. Okay, we didn't have. Oh my god, I could like remember it vividly. I swear to God, I saw a hand on the fucking. Maybe I was tripping. Maybe I was just drunk. I don't fucking know, but it was the scariest thing in my life, and I've never done it ever since. That's a lie. I did it maybe like a couple
I'm
times.
dead! I mean, that's a lie.
Well, when I got older, I was like, yeah, let's do it. I've done it before. I'm not a bitch.
I'm cool.
No, I was just trying to prove that I wasn't a fucking pussy. Even though I know I am, I was like, you're not going to fucking call me a pussy. I know you are what you eat, and I sure am. But, like, get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Thanks, sorry. Anyways, I'm like, you're not gonna finna sit here in my face and call me a fucking pussy, bitch, because I will literally kiss you on your forehead, you dumbass.
Shut up.
Pull it out. I'm done. Anyways. I guess we can get into it. Do you have any, like, legends, urban?
My parents used to tell me about Pumpkinhead.
Who the fuck?
Bro, I'm not entirely sure. All I know is it was, I think, around railroad tracks, that there would be a man with a pumpkin for a head, and he was supposed to, like, come and, like, get you.
But why?
I don't know. I know there's movies about him.
You know what? My mom used to scare me. This is an urban legend in my house, okay?
Oh my god.
This is how my mama would scare me. So we have like an Indian statue, and we have like a whole like sanctuary with our Indian. We pray to them. Anyway, that's not the point. So we have like the Indians, and when I would get in trouble, my mom would tell me the Indian's gonna come alive, and if you steal, it's gonna cut off your hands. If something else, they're gonna cut off my feet, and if I say bad words, they were gonna cut out my tongue. Or, like, if I disrespected my parents, they would cut off my tongue. I'm like, damn, bitch, you're gonna let this fucking, you're gonna just let me fucking...
You're gonna let it take this stuff from me?
Yeah, like, I'm just a girl, okay? I'm just a girl. I'm just a kid. And another one, we would go to Mexico all the time. La Llorona. That was so big for us. That shit was scary. That bitch scares me. I've heard so many different stories, like, the actual movie, which unfortunately we don't get to talk about today.
Yeah, why didn't we think of that one?
I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't know how much of the lore that I wanted to deep dive into it.
Maybe we could just save that for another time.
Yeah, I think that'd be definitely some cool things that we could talk about that movie with. Anyways, La Llorona was really big for us. The movie story was different than the story I was told.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that it was a lot different.
Yeah, like, I think in that movie, she, like, I don't know, was trying to marry the guy, and the guy, I don't remember. I gotta rewatch it. But the story I was told was that the wife and the husband were having issues, and the husband, or no, it was a boyfriend, not husband, sorry. And the boyfriend was like, I don't want your kids. Like, that's not my problem, this and that. And she was like, well, I'll do anything to be with you. And he was like, well, fucking kill your kids, dumb bitch. Like, that or nothing. And so she did. And then she came back and was like, we could be together. And he was like, no, I'm like leaving you for this fine ass bitch. And then she like cried for her kids. So that's the story I was told. And like, you know, the whole weeping woman for their kids. That shit was scary. Scary hoe. What's that TikTok? You know what? Not thinking about it. What's that TikTok like thing? Kind of like an urban legend, but it's the woman who dances. The Russian one, I think it is. I gotta show you.
Yeah, you do.
But there's another one.
I'm not on TikTok like that much anymore. Okay. Besides ours.
Where there's one where if you're like walking and you see like this woman dancing or whatever, I don't even know what the fuck. Maybe someone could tell us or something. But it's the one and you see the lady. She's like dancing backwards and she's doing this dance. And then I don't know what happens if like you see her. I think she kills you or some shit. But it's like some sort of fucking thing. I don't even fucking know.
Okay.
Let me get into it.
Okay.
All right. So now that we mentioned it, I think we could just talk about Slender Man first. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Slender Man came out at 2018. It is about a group of teenage girls, dumb girls, in a small town became obsessed with the internet lore of a tall, faceless figure known for abducting children. A video that seemed harmless took a turn for the worst. You know what? Fuck them girls. Fuck teenage girls. We're so stupid.
Yeah. As I was like watching it last night, because I always wait until last minute, yeah, I was really over here like, is that how we all acted as kids?
Honestly, if me at whatever young age doing the railroad thing, I wouldn't doubt it for 1 second if someone called me a pussy about fucking not watching a video because...
And then you would have watched it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have watched it.
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't like it when people call me a pussy, even though I know 100% I am. I'm scared of literally everything, but I don't know.
So is that all I have to do to get you to go do stuff is just call you a pussy?
Probably.
But
well, sometimes I'll probably just respond like I said earlier, you are what you eat. I think it just really depends on what it is, because you're not gonna catch me in a fucking haunted house that's like you would never catch me in the fucking Conjuring house, bitch. I know people fucking visit that shit. You got me fucked up. I have a mental, like, I feel like a lot of people get possessed because of, you know, their mentality and how easy it is. Bitch, if they hop in there, they're like, this bitch is like a fucking
they're
puppet.
not gonna wanna possess you because they're gonna be like, this bitch crazy already.
I think that's what attracts them most, because they're like, this girl's already crazy. They're gonna expect this.
They're gonna be like, they won't even notice.
Yeah, they're just like, Daisy killed somebody? What? That doesn't seem off
That tracks.
Brand.
That tracks.
That's not off brand of her. Oh shit. I thought this movie I literally like just watched it in here with you.
You did.
It's not. I'm gonna pretend I didn't. So I rewatched it. And I think it's really dumb to think, you know, being older now, it's like, wow, you guys are fucking idiots.
Right.
Idiots.
You know what I thought was funny? Because I'm pretty sure they were only watching it because the guy group that they're like friends with or they want to be with, I don't know.
But they didn't really watch it.
They didn't, but they were watching it because they said they were going to watch it. So they're like, well, we have to watch it too. And then they find out later on that they didn't even watch it.
Which is crazy because all the bitches fucking, who knows, died, didn't die, stolen.
Something. The one transformed into a tree.
She did?
At the end, it was the tree, like bark encasing her. And then it panned out and there was the tree there and she was just screaming.
Damn. Imagine turning into a tree. Are you Mother Nature at that point?
You might as well be. Do you see everything around you? If a dog comes and pees on you, are you going to feel that?
Gross. No, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I mean, I know what I would do as a teenage girl because I done it.
Yeah.
But I think it's dumb to think like it doesn't really take much for, you know, us to be like, oh yeah, let's
do this.
yeah, oh my god, but what's the worst that's gonna happen?
We all die and disappear. No biggie.
Our reward is like at a 500,000 whatever. Imagine. And then, okay, hear me out, right? There's like a, okay, play with the story a little bit.
Okay, I'm listening.
If there's a reward to find them because they're technically missing, okay, would you, in your mindset, like go deep dive into Slender Man and how to like go inside that, like, you know, would you like do a deep dive, right? And then try to find everything you know to go inside the dimension or whatever the fuck he's at, right? And then pull him out and then get the reward.
For him? Or for the girls?
The girls.
So you get the girls back.
Yeah, so I could get the reward. Like Stranger Things, that shit, like on the other side, you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe. But I ain't watching the video to do it. Would you watch the video if you were going to get a reward?
Well, that depends. Like I said, if I knew like every way around it and my
like
own
if I
way
could,
to go inside
yeah, if
the
I
dimension,
could go around having to watch the video and him latching onto me, I would try, maybe, yeah.
But like I feel like it's almost like The Ring, you know what I mean? You have to watch the video
right?
To be inside, like,
or even like if you try to go around it, he's gonna find a way to still.
Yeah, because I feel like it's one of those things too, where it's like
the more the more you believe, yeah, I could see that.
You want to ask some questions?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if I'll be able to answer them, but I could try.
Maybe. Could the movie have worked without the internet as a central theme?
I think so. I think they're urban legends for a reason. It's not just by the internet. It's, you know.
I mean, that's like, I'm pretty sure essentially the first, like, Slender Man was them going into a forest and doing it, not doing it on the internet.
Yeah.
So I think it could also work without the internet.
Yeah, for sure. Fuck the internet.
Well, that was an easy one to answer.
Yeah.
Which character's fate affected you the most and why?
I'm gonna be honest, I did not watch the movie fully. But if I turned into a tree, I think I'd be very traumatized.
Right. I think between her or Chloe. But I don't remember, like, I just watched it last night, and I don't know if I just missed that part, but I don't fully remember what happened to Chloe. Like, I know she was kind of going a little bit insane.
Which one's Chloe? Is that the little sister?
No, that one was Lizzie.
I was gonna say, let's be honest, the most traumatizing thing is to be Lizzie.
Yeah.
And see everything happening, but not seeing the full story of it.
Right, because she didn't watch the video.
Yeah, and then seeing, you know, your sister and everybody fucking disappear and one turned into a tree.
Your sister turned into the tree. That was her sister.
Really? Imagine,
yeah.
Did she see her sister turn into a tree?
No, because she was still in the hospital, and so she went, Hallie, whatever, I don't remember how they pronounced her name, but she went into the woods to sacrifice herself to Slender Man to make sure that Lizzie would be okay. Which I thought was dumb as fuck, because she's over here like, come take me, and then as soon as he appears, she runs away.
You know what, though? I'd be fucking scared, too.
I don't care.
Like, yes, do it! And then I see him, and it's like, bitch, what are you gonna do?
Just
like, is it gonna hurt?
I was kidding.
It's not gonna hurt. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Next question?
Please. Next question. If you had to make a wish to avoid being taken by Slender Man, what would you trade?
Probably myself. Like, if it was to sacrifice, like, something, like, if it was, you know, my kid, or, like, my husband, or, like, family, or, like, you know, just people I deeply care about, I'd for sure sacrifice myself.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's the only answer. Because going off of this movie, like, in the end, she had to sacrifice herself to save her sister.
Yeah.
Which I'm not entirely sure why she had to save her sister, because I'm pretty sure her sister didn't watch it. So she should have been okay. But regardless, she had to sacrifice herself.
I don't know, because I feel like there's other things you can sacrifice. Like,
it has to be something you, like, deeply love, and, like, you would be torn without. Like, you damn near have to sacrifice yourself afterwards because you're that torn about sacrificing it.
Take my Crocs.
Not the Crocs.
Take my easy access putting on shoes, as they're like so easy, especially when you're busy and you're a mom.
I be crocking it out all the time.
Dude, crock-a-doodle-doo, because what the fuck? Hell yeah, all day, every day.
But I be going to like fancy places wearing my Crocs. And I don't care.
Me. I guess that could be the only answer then.
Well.
Any more questions on Slender Man?
Nope. I only did 3 each because I was like, that's a lot to do more than 3.
Because fuck this shit. Anyways. Alright. Easy one that's, I feel like we could pass through pretty nonchalantly. Mothman Prophecies. Came out in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a journalist whose wife experienced a strange moth-like vision. Mothman in a vision, anyways, before she was killed in a car accident. 2 years later, he obsesses over the Mothman as he finds out there has been more sightings. Yeah, so I want to kind of start this off with, I was reading about what, like, the Mothman is supposed to be, and it's, like, it kept saying how, like, when you see the Mothman, it's, like, ultimately, like, either bad luck or, like, the future of your death. Coming soon. On DVD. So, sorry. So.
Just delivered right to you.
Yeah. Like, Blu-ray that shit, or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I read. You
want to know a little fact?
Is it fact or urban legend?
Supposedly, according to the interwebs, fact. So, don't quote me. But, apparently it was inspired by the real sightings of a creature.
With big-ass red eyes?
Probably. In Point Pleasant, West Virginia, from 1966 to 1967.
That's only a year.
Yeah. I don't know how many sightings they had, but apparently enough to want to make...
movie?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I read that and I was like, oh. And
it's Jeepers Creepers, bitch.
Essentially. I think, don't quote me on this, because I could be pulling this out my ass right now, but I want to say that I read also that the bridge collapse was a real event.
Really?
That one could be false, but from this noggin up here, that's what I remember reading. So could be lying. I don't know.
Liar.
Possibly.
That's crazy.
Right?
Imagine seeing a Mothman. What does that even look like? Like, is it
big,
just...
black, red eyes, furry, little cute antennas, big ass wings.
Well, because I like moths, so how scary can that be?
I think the only scary part of it is just knowing that your death is coming. Other than that, I feel like he's probably pretty cute.
I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't be cute enough to, like, have the vision and you're, like, freaking out about it, you know what I mean? I wonder if seeing it, you know, and looking, because I think in the movie, like, I briefly looked at it, I think there's a scene where one of the guys were talking about their experience, and that he looked at the eyes, and then his, like, whole thing just went red. He couldn't see anything but red. So I feel like, what if that's like a vision of what your death is, and that's why you're so scared afterwards?
Possibly. Like, it's not him that's terrifying to them, but what they saw.
What if it's like, okay, so have you ever heard of, I don't know how true this is, or if I, like, dreamt it, or if I fucking just watched it somewhere, but I remember there being, like, do you know how animals could, like, sense, like, you're up, like, when you die? What if it's kind of like that, but it's like this big, scary looking thing instead? Like, what if it's almost like the Tooth Fairy, but it...
Well, that's kind of, at least in this movie, he was kind of warning them about big tragedies that was going to happen.
Yeah, so
like the plane crash that killed 99 people.
Like, how do we know this is, like, something that's supposed to be scary? You know what I mean?
A lot of... Okay, so there was some...
Like, what if it's not a fucking Mothman? What if it's an angel?
No, there was some lore that was saying, like, is the Mothman here to, like, create the destruction, or is it just observing what's inevitably going to happen? I think probably a little bit more of the observing. Just, like, witnessing the chaos.
That's just, I don't know. Because, let's be honest, if someone saw, like, we saw a sighting, right? I'm already dramatic.
Okay? I know.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So if I saw something that had, like, fucking fluffy-ass wings and it had glaring red eyes and it looked inside my soul and let me know that some sort of tragedy is gonna happen to me, I'm gonna fucking say, yeah, it was a fucking moth. He had furry wings and chiseled abs, but a big head.
But a big head?
Like a moth.
You know what's crazy to me, though? A lot of the fates, from what I noticed, didn't involve the people that he was targeting. Like, God, I don't remember his name. But the first dude that John encountered with, he wasn't a part of the plane crash, but the plane still crashed and killed 99 people. And that was what the Mothman was, like, feeding into his, like, premonitions and whatever.
What kind of Final Destination shit?
Right?
It's kind of what it's giving.
I feel like that and Bloody Mary was giving a lot of Final Destination vibes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, we will.
More questions.
Do you think the Mothman targeted John for a specific reason, or was it wrong place, wrong time?
I wouldn't consider it a wrong place, wrong time. I think obviously he was, the tragedy of his wife. I think it was more of a chosen thing. Like, he was chosen to,
like, it brought him there.
Yeah,
I could see that.
If we, like, really deep dive into who the Mothman and, like, how and what he really does, like we talked about, we don't know if it's out of malicious intent or to give warning.
Yeah.
And I think if someone were to give me premonitions on a tragedy and I was able to stop that, I think that's more of a blessing instead of a curse. So I think it's more of a chosen thing, rather than a wrong time type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Kind of, you summed it up pretty well. I don't think it was wrong place, wrong time. I think he was brought there for a reason. Especially the fact that, I mean, his wife was already getting, like, what if she was meant to see whatever premonitions, but since she died in the car accident, it just transferred over to him.
I could see that happening. Right?
So I think it was definitely meant for them in some way. Because if it was going to happen to her, like, he obviously would have been brought into it anyway.
Last question?
Did you say last?
Yeah.
You only one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. We just talked a lot in the beginning of it.
True facts. Facts.
Okay.
Next one.
Do you think the Mothman's predictions are meant to help or to show how helpless people are? We kind of, yeah.
So, truly, read the last question, bitch.
Fuck you. I think it's to show how helpless people are. Do you believe legends like the Mothman come from collective trauma, fear, or something supernatural?
Fear.
Fear?
Yeah, I think all urban legends are based off fear. I don't think it's anything supernatural. I think it can be supernatural for sure, but I think a lot of it's based on people's own experience and what they see and what they, like, feel and all that other stuff. So I think a lot of it is more like experiences, like traumas, but they turn into supernatural things.
Like it's Mary. Like manifesting it into a being.
Yeah, because I feel like, okay, I want to put in perspective of, like, Host, right? They were talking to, we've talked about Host on a different episode, so.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. You're right.
I don't know what it's called.
Yes.
But in that perspective that they made up a whole story. Okay?
Sorry, I'm just thinking of you going.
But they made up a whole story and this false thing.
A false narrative.
Yeah, came out and it was like, haha, now I'm out. So I feel like it could be something like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Where people manifest something that, and create an actual, like, being of something.
I could see that.
So,
yeah.
Traumas can turn into, I feel like, a supernatural thing for sure. Manifesting all that shit.
I get that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, buddy. What about you?
A part of me thinks it has a little bit to do with supernatural, but I think the fear and the trauma plays more into it.
Well, because if you think about it too, like, let's say, like, ghost story wise, right? And there's a bridge, and when you cross this bridge, you see a troll or whatever because of someone died. I don't know. You just see something, right? I think a lot of it too is more on the sense of trauma, because you ever heard stories of, like, when you die out of what is that one movie? There's a movie and it kind of talks about it the way I'm trying to put it, like when you die, kind of like The Grudge. You know how The Grudge started?
Yes. Yeah, when you die with, like, what's the word?
Yeah,
I know what word you're trying to think of, but I can't think of it either.
Damn, we're done.
But it's like on the tip of my tongue.
Wait, I know. But when you die a terrible, horrible death, or like when something like when you get killed, like, badly or whatever. Not badly, everything. I feel like that's not the right word.
I know. But we can't think of the right word. Yeah.
But in that sense, then comes supernatural. So I feel like it's still in the same line of trauma, because that's how they feel. But it turns, because I feel like there's supernatural everywhere, to be honest. So I think a lot of it can be processed or manifested through, like, trauma. So, are you still trying to think of the word? I don't know what it is.
It's gonna bother me.
It's gonna bother me too. I feel like I gotta rewatch the Grudge movie just to look at the beginning of it. Like, they'll have the words.
Yeah.
Gonna pop up. Do you have anything else to talk about for Mothman Prophecies?
No.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of did not like the movie. It was fucking dumb.
Oh, you know what? That is what I want to say. That for the longest time watching the movie, it just, even the ending, to be honest, I was like, what?
You know what? I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it in full, like, rewatch it in full, because that was dumb.
It was, like, I remember watching it a lot when I was younger, and I was like, maybe I'll understand it more now. Nope.
I think when you're watching movies too, especially at a younger age, and you don't really grasp, like, the whole plot of it all, so in your head it's like, oh wow, this is scary, because they have those suspenseful moments or those jump scares. So I feel like maybe that's what, like, the sense of what horror is when you're younger is just different when you get older. Yeah, for sure.
That, and just becoming so desensitized.
Yes.
See,
look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a little talker today. But yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yeah. Which one?
Urban Legends. Bloody Mary version. Bow, 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 bow. This one came out in 2005. Yes. Which was 20 years ago.
Yes. I remember that, because when I looked up Final Destination 3, which was the one with the tanning scene, it came out in 2006. And I was like, so this one came out first.
So this one is about, so this movie is about a prom night dare. A trio of high school friend chants an incantation, unleashing an evil spirit from the past with deadly consequences.
Dun dun dun.
Explosion. Lightning McQueen. Exactly.
I'm dead.
So
I'm gonna leave all that in.
That's okay.
Okay.
I expected you to.
But
I have watched the urban legend movies quite a bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think they're really cool to watch. I think they're still terrible.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Production is
I'm
terrible.
not going to lie, the acting in it was a bit horrendous.
For sure.
I had to remind myself that it's of its time.
Yeah, but I also really enjoyed the fact that this is an actual, like theme of movie.
Yeah.
And I really wish and hope that in the future they do make more movies based on urban legends.
Do you think, like the specific franchise urban legend, or like just in general?
In general, I would love to see like remakes of the urban legend movies, or
Right.
to even continue do a Slender Man one.
Right.
Like I know we have like the, I guess you could say, original movies or whatever the case is, but I really feel like the way that they do it in the urban legend, like not scenes, but like, you know, their production or whatever, I think it makes it interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it pulls a more like origin of it all.
I feel that. I liked it because I know I was looking up, trying to figure out, because there's 3 urban legend movies. There's Urban Legend Final Cut, and then there's this one. And I was looking them up to figure out, well, which one should we do for this episode? Because usually we do the first movie.
Yeah.
But when I was looking it up, the first 2 movies are essentially just a serial killer going around replicating urban legends as he's killing, and I was like, I feel like that doesn't fit.
No.
So this was the only one.
I feel like I've heard, you know, like on the like topic of Bloody Mary, I've heard so many different versions, and watching the movie, like this was definitely a new perspective.
This was a new version for sure.
Like I remember growing up and the whole thing was that, I don't know, like I've seen stuff where she's trapped in the fucking mirror, like from a curse or whatever, or that she was brutally. What the fuck? I almost said brutiful.
Yeah. Brutally.
Fuck! I can't talk. Murder.
You used all of your knowledge to help me say the one word.
Yeah, I know. Now I can't say brutally.
There we go.
I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Beautiful. Brutally murdered. And like, died in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
And her spirit like went inside the mirror.
That's the main one, like, I've always heard of.
Yeah, reaching like revenge or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so seeing this one and having like a whole new different story to it was kind of crazy.
I feel like when I was younger, I watched this, but I did not remember it until like deeper into the movie.
I don't remember if this is the movie or not, but the whole plot twist was that the stepdad was like the guy
the guy that actually was the one that essentially killed her.
Yeah. Plot twist of the fucking whole movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of saw it coming after a certain point.
Really?
Yes. When the brother, when he started to look into who all was at that prom night, however many God knows years ago, and the lady told him like you could find it in the archives. So then he went back to the school and was like looking it all up, and he found the pictures. And when he was like looking at it and be like, oh my God, I was like, it's the fucking stepdad, I guess. I didn't know he was a stepdad, to be honest. I thought he was their actual dad.
No.
Until they started calling him Bill, I was like, wait a minute, why are they calling their dad Bill?
No, to be honest, I knew that was that. Okay, so I hate this lore because I have a stepdad, but to me, he's like my dad. Like, he raised me. But I hate the lore of stepdads and them being fucking creepy, because in the beginning of the movie, they're all having pillow fights, and he's like looking in the living room and
being a creeper.
Kind of. That was my vision of it. Like he said something. I don't remember what the fuck it was, but it just like I was like.
I mean, he fucking made out with Ghost Mary at her grave.
That's true. He's fucking
bro.
weird.
That shit was whack. I was uncomfortable watching that scene.
You know, with me being like really into like hot shit like that, I was not. That was not okay.
You're like, that was not it.
It was. I was just like.
It just lasted for way too long.
It was fucking
weird.
It
was gross. Like, it was just too many close-up shots of their mouths.
Not just that, like, why are you like 100 years old and then you're kissing like, first of all, someone fucking dead. Second of all,
like you ghost. Know that's a ghost. Like you ain't gonna back up. Like, excuse me.
Shoved her in a fucking box, bitch. Like, you're fucking weird. Like, you're holding on to that and then you killed her and then you're just gonna make out with the bitch after she killed everybody?
Right.
Like, you're dumb.
So weird. Fucking but yeah, I knew it was gonna be him when the brother was like, oh my god.
Terrible acting.
Terrible acting.
What's the redhead? I forgot her name. She's also in like American Horror Story. She's the redhead. She's the main character.
American Horror Story?
Yeah, she's in American Horror Story.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, she is. She plays the fucking mistress who like gets pregnant and then they kill her.
In which American Horror Story?
The first season.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She's a mistress.
She might be.
She's a crazy bitch. Now we gotta look her up.
Yeah, you do. I'm gonna laugh if it's not her.
It is her. You wanna know why?
A part of me kind of hopes.
I know that fucking ugly ass bitch from anywhere.
Ugly?
Okay, she's not ugly.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought she was kind of pretty.
Look, this is her. Okay, movies and shows.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Where's that shit at?
I hope it's not there.
American Horror Story.
I don't see that.
Bitch, stop fucking playing. You're dumb. I'll poke you in your eyes.
I don't see nothing.
Click. Cast. Where'd that hoe at?
It's probably gonna be deep in there because wasn't she only in the first one?
See, I told you.
I don't see it.
I'm gonna poke you in your fucking eyes, girl. You better stop playing with me. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like her in that, so everything else she plays in, I really don't give a fuck.
I'm dead.
I think she's fucking terrible.
You know what I didn't get? Why her friends, after that popular girl died, why when she came in and sat down, why her friends just abandoned her.
Maybe some weird shit happened like after they all took her.
Maybe.
Like, took them.
But I mean, they were sticking together through the whole thing until that moment. So like, what changed? It was all, oh, they did this to us. And then all of a sudden, the one bitch dies and now you guys want to abandon her? She didn't even kill her.
Maybe she thought. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is
she die from like something crazy though?
Yeah, because a spider crawled into her face. Right. And then all the spiders started crawling out. Then she broke the mirror and like sliced her face open. Yeah. And they said that she, according to the death report, she was on drugs and got like too overdosed or whatever and hallucinated and cut her face open. But what's her face, when she heard her screaming and came up, she said she saw the spiders, but no one believed her. And of course, she probably was the only one that was able to see the spiders because Mary was communicating with her.
Fucking Mary.
Yep.
Questions?
What does it mean to face yourself and your past through the act of summoning Bloody Mary?
I think, in the sense of the movie and not in the general aspect of who and what Bloody Mary does, I think in this movie it's good to say that she makes you face your worst, not, I wouldn't say fears, but like the worst things you've done.
Yes.
And kind of like flatliners, you kind of do your own, like throughout your consciousness and try to resolve that for yourself. And I think, unfortunately, some people died in this movie, based off their own actions. And I'm
thinking too, a part of it was because they were all kids to the boys that did that to her.
True, yeah.
So the past is from them.
Like present.
Yes, and then the present is the kids. And they were all shitheads anyway.
Exactly.
So they low-key kind of also deserved it. But, like, I see what you mean in the sense of, like, their fears and whatever. Or I would say maybe their coping mechanisms in some ways, because I don't remember his name. Brock, some type of jockey name. When he was in the motel, he was drinking. That was his coping mechanism, and she used that to kill him because she smashed the bottle and started stabbing him with it. The girl, she was like looking in the mirror. Her vanity, like she's very
self-absorbed.
Yes. So then she broke the mirror and essentially ruined her face. And then the other dude was just a dumbass peeing on an electric fence.
Using dumb for effects. I actually like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it kind of just came to me as you were talking.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
No, literally, thanks.
Yeah.
That's really, you summed it up pretty well.
Wow, thanks.
You're welcome. Never saying it again. Next question.
You ain't shit.
I love you so much.
Okay. Can Bloody Mary be put to rest, or is she meant to continue as long as people remember her?
I think in this scenario, she could be put to rest. In a general sense of urban legends and Bloody Mary, I think.
More so as long as people remember her?
Yeah.
I could see that. Especially within this one, as long as she got buried. You know, I think in a general aspect, if there was an actual Mary and maybe her body is not at peace, I could see in a way that she could be put to rest as well. Depending on, because like we said, there's so many different
versions of how Bloody Mary came about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it could go either or.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Next. Last one.
Yes. What does it say that no one in authority wants to talk about the past in this movie?
I think because they were involved.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I think that's just
like the fucking coach.
A given, yeah.
When he overheard the boys talking about it, he was quick to be like, hold on, because he was in on it. The dad, when the kids started talking about, oh yeah, the coach, we think the coach did this or that. You guys need to tell me what's going on because we need to figure this out and we need to know, because he was the one that fucking did it.
Cunts.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say. Yeah, because they were involved.
100%.
Also, they all suck.
They really did.
I feel like I would never be able to keep a secret that long. Like that. Like something so traumatizing.
Right? Like you fucking killed someone and just hid them away in the school. Did no one fucking check?
Or smell anything?
Exactly. Like, I mean...
You're telling me you let this, like, no bugs were crawling out of that fucking treasure chest.
No janitor went to go clean that room?
That's what I'm saying, because, like, don't they, like, pull her out in bones?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how are there no bugs crawling around? How did that smell not, like, smell
like
the whole...
decomposing flesh.
Yeah, until it's, like, literal, legit, just bones, which is crazier, because it's, like, that's gross. That's gross.
It's like, so it was in, I don't remember exactly what room, like the boiler room type of shit in the basement of the school. It's like a janitor hasn't gone down there.
I don't know what's more traumatizing though, the fact that she was there and they just went on with their lives, or the fact that her parents just never was able to resolve what the fuck even happened to their kid.
They probably weren't even alive either to find out that she was finally found.
I know. How do they even like test that if it's just bones?
The teeth,
Oh, that's true.
dental records.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot people's teeth. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready to talk about our last one?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so this one was my favorite out of all of them.
Good.
It's the only one I actually really liked and watched fully. Like from beginning to end. Candyman. But the 2021 version. So the movie is really based off, we talked about this before, we started recording, based off, like left off to where, the originals left on.
Mm-hmm.
The description I have written down is, in present day, an artist begins to explore the macabre history. I think that's what it is.
To be honest, I can't help you with that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just work here. History of Candyman, not knowing it would unravel his sanity and unleash a terrifying wave of violence that puts him on the collision course of destiny. This movie, we talked about this again a little bit for the podcast, that I don't remember watching the originals, it's been so long, but I do remember scenes of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed how much this movie kind of like really put a lot of things, like, this happened. I don't know, how do you explain it? It's just kind of like, it really fits in with it being so new. It really still went of the setting and like plot of like what the original was.
Like they still took the original plot and like flawlessly modernized it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they made it where it's like almost like a backstory of the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like why this is all happening and all that other stuff. And I really enjoy like the little references that they did, like the hook.
You and your references.
The hook and him shushing the little boy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I really enjoyed like the kills of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the bitches that fucking high school I don't even think it was high school kids. They were just fucking.
Were they college?
No,
or were they younger?
No, they were younger. They seemed younger, and their dumbasses were like, "Yeah, let's just fucking do Candyman without."
Oh yeah, they were definitely younger.
And then they died, which sucked too, because it's like, damn, Candyman, you got no fucking, like, you ruthless, bitch. You like slicing and dicing this bitches.
Hell yeah.
Which is crazy to me. That people don't know limits of children.
These fists are E for everyone.
Big facts. I say that to everybody, to be honest.
I said that at... I said it at work.
Oh my god. But, I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie. I love the references. I like the way it was all set out to be. I really enjoyed the fact that throughout the movie that he was made into a version of Candyman, and then kind of just like it was almost like him being reborn into a different body, but had like the same burning scars and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Do you want to just dive into questions?
I can.
Okay, whatever.
How does the film build on and reinterpret the original Candyman from 1992?
I think I kind of answered this.
A little bit, yeah. And you summed it up flawlessly.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm just flawless like that.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
What?
You say that sarcastically.
I didn't.
I will kick you out of my car.
No, you won't.
I open this door for you. I could fucking close it to you.
But you love me. You love me too much.
That's untrue. I don't love anything too much. Unless it's expected. You're getting too close to me right now. She touched me! I'm married!
With my head.
What?
What?
Huh?
Anyway. So the next question then?
Sure.
Do you think becoming Candyman gave Anthony power or stripped him of it?
I think, like I said, it was one of those things. He was more kind of like not possessing him, but kind of like taking over his body.
Yeah.
I think it stripped him.
I could see that.
Especially like him losing his mind. I think all of that is what's supposed to happen for Candyman to take over.
Yeah, like in a way it was giving him power, but it wasn't him.
So he had power but was super powerless.
Yes. Because it was obviously Candyman in control still of that power through him.
Like a puppet.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. I take that back.
Fucking whore. Last question.
If you're Brianna, would you summon Candyman to escape or face the consequences?
I think. Okay, so I definitely feel like he was Candyman's puppet, but I think he still had some sort of, not control, but like a consciousness of Candyman in a way, because it's still his body, and I don't think he's fully like pushed out of it in a sense. He still feels and shows how important she was to him. So I think that she used him in a way to escape, not knowing what could happen to her. I think she basically used it for her own benefit, because not just that, she ultimately was going to end in a way where it was going to be all hush, because the cop like went in the car and was like, yeah, he had a hook and my buddy was scared, or whatever fucking cops say to try to get away with shit that they know they did wrong. So I think she had no choice but to use that for herself. I think not to bail her out, because she didn't do anything wrong. I was them, but in the sense of like it's their word versus hers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of things what I said just don't make sense.
Yeah. So if you were her, would you have done the same thing?
Absolutely. I'd be like, oh, look at that shit. Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. Not going to say the other 2 times, just in case. But you know what I mean?
Oh, shit. Is it 5 times?
I think it is 5 times. I think Bloody Mary's 3 times. Candyman's 5 times.
That's a mouthful.
I'm not going to fucking
Don't say it.
Funny.
Yeah.
But I'd for sure do that. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to let him get you, bitch.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. I could, yeah.
Would you not do the same?
I would probably feel guilty about it for the rest of my life, but
I feel like that's too much to hold on to. I think I would rather risk actually dying from the Candyman than to be hushed by fucking cops. Like, you're not even gonna offer me fucking money? I'm being dead ass. Like, how are you...
I want retribution!
Like, you want me to be quiet, but you don't want to give me hush money? Do you not know how this fucking... Inflation is crazy.
Exactly.
You're gonna give me money, bitch, if you want me to be quiet. You're gonna be fucked up.
In hand right now.
Is it right? Absolutely not. But if you are gonna make me hold this for the rest of my life, the least you can do is make me rich.
Exactly.
In some sort, you know.
For the rest of my life. I don't want a one-time fee. I'm keeping this in forever.
Yeah, like to the grave, bitch. So that money to the grave. I just feel like it's not fair.
What if you said that and then they tried to kill you afterwards?
Honestly,
they probably would.
I would have then used fucking Candyman on his ass then. Like, and if not, I would have threatened them. I'd be like, I'm gonna let Candyman deal with you, and if you don't believe me, I'm gonna stay right here, and you're gonna die. Either way, I'm gonna have to keep it to myself. It's either with money or you fucking die, horse.
Which one do you choose?
Yeah. What about you? How do you feel?
I would probably do the same thing.
I don't know. You judging me, I feel like you would not. You just like, yeah, I'll be quiet. You're weak.
What if, like, I was able to control him afterwards and be like, yeah, you're my bitch now?
I don't think that's how Candyman works.
Probably not, but it's nice to think.
Do you have any thoughts on Candyman? Any ending thoughts?
I always love watching the movies, all of them, regardless of new or old.
Yeah.
And I want to see more.
Yeah, I'm really. This is what 2021, so it's 2025. That's a good chunk of years.
They could. Come on.
Do you think they'd ever make remakes of any of the movies we talked about? I think they would do really well with. I think a lot of people are really into supernatural, so those are the things. Those are the movies that they're making. But I think a lot of movies would really benefit and do really well for like urban legend stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You're telling me if we saw like a new Bloody Mary movie?
Bro, I'm down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm totally, let's go eat some popcorn, watch that shit.
Yeah, like, if you think about it too, because urban legends, a lot of people really believe like this shit is like that shit's real. So I can imagine the actual fear of them making a modern movie and all the new like effects and like the actors that they have that we have now, like how really good these urban legends could do.
Redo that Bloody Mary movie with some good acting and way better CGI.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, get a Bloody Mary with really nice tits. Don't look at me like that. She's got to be hot.
I mean, yeah. If they're going to especially remake it like this way,
then there has to be someone hot.
Really, any of the ways.
Yeah, I think I'd be down with any way they did Bloody Mary.
I want to see kind of more of the traditional.
Like Bigfoot, I would love to see a Bigfoot movie. Yeah, like a really good one, though.
Yeah, like I don't want to see no stupid, you can tell it's a man in a costume.
That, or I really don't like where it's movies and it's about an urban legend, but you don't see like the creature. It's just guessing. Kind of like a Blair Witch. You don't see the witch, but you fucking assume because all these weird things are happening. Like,
I know a lot of times they say it's because like once you see like the creature, it like takes you out of it, but sometimes I feel like it brings you into it. Like they want that mystery to still be alive of, oh, you don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, I also would be careful. See, I'm on the fence of it all because now knowing, like, with the Slender Man and how there is real cases like that, I think it's really hard to. It's easier to make paranormal movies because you can't just like be a fucking demon and like, you know, possess people. I think it's easier to manipulate movies that are based off urban legends because, you know, people do crazy things like sacrificing, you know, a person or a thing or whatever the case is for, you know, a being that's supposed to haunt you or whatever, you know. But I think, you know, the basics of like Bloody Mary or Bigfoot or the, what did I say, Loch Ness Monster?
Loch Ness Monster. Oh, Nessie.
Yeah. Or like even myths. I would love to see some like.
Is the Kraken an urban legend?
I think so, yeah.
I would love to see some stuff on that.
Like a really good sea movie.
Yes. I love horror and everything, but I love a good like sea story.
Facts. I'm pretty sure that's it on urban legends.
Yeah.
What did you think about this topic? Like,
I liked it.
I did too.
I liked it because like, what's scarier than an urban legend?
Facts. I think like between paranormal and urban legends, I feel like urban legends are more scarier than paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like it's easy to know paranormal is known no matter, you know, what you truly believe, like whether it's religiously or not. I think there's always that sense of like, you know, there's something there, like after death, or, you know, I feel like if you believe in angels and you believe in going to heaven, I think you should also have that incantation of like believing in hell and demons, because that would make sense to only. It
kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. So I think supernatural is easy to like be like scared of, but I think knowing the actual unknown, if something is real or not, like Bigfoot or Bloody Mary, and that sense of scaredness that you feel when you look in a mirror, I think that's what pulls it in together in general.
Yeah, I feel that. I want to know some of your guys' hometown urban legends. We shared some of Indiana's.
Yeah, 2 of them. Kind of. I kind of shared that, you know, they have similarities in which people died and they haunt whatever the fucking...
It's not funny.
But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear about some hometown urban legends. So let us know.
Yeah, or what's your favorite urban legend that you've heard of? Or what stories of, like, maybe...
What scared you the most? Which urban legend scared you the most?
What urban legend scared you the most?
I think probably Pumpkinhead, because growing up, we would be going to, like, really anywhere late at night, going over railroad tracks. Our dad would be like, oh, watch out for Pumpkinhead. He's gonna come get you guys. So, like, being a little kid, I feel like that one probably scared me the most.
Really? I think I would say La Llorona, but I like also felt like I didn't visit Mexico as often to physically be scared of that. But I think Bloody Mary kind of gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't, like, Bloody Mary, Candyman, like, I don't feel like I could stare at a mirror and just...
Oh, no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, like...
I couldn't do it.
I don't think that's something I could stomach for sure. Like, I'm scared of the dark. I can imagine turning off the light, lighting up a candle, saying Bloody Mary in the mirror a couple times, and seeing some fucking cracked out fucking bitch behind me and murdering me. Like, what's the reason? You know what I mean? I don't know. Couldn't be able to do it. So I guess with that being said, for the love of God, please don't try any urban legends, and if you do and they work, let me know.
Especially if you survive.
Yeah.
If you don't survive, I guess you won't let us know.
Yeah. And remember, in, I believe it's 2 weeks now? 2 weeks away?
Yes.
We do have our giveaway.
On our Facebook page.
Yes, please ensure that you read the
instructions.
We're just finishing each other's sandwiches right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm really good at it.
Thanks. But, you know, make sure you're going step by step and you know what you're physically doing. Obviously, if you have any questions whatsoever, you could always reach out to us via email or, you know,
on Facebook.
Yeah. But yeah, we're really excited about it. We have a lot of things picked out for it, and I'm super excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 2 more weeks. So make sure you go like, follow, share, all of it. All of it.
All of it.
Every single bit of it. You got anything to close us out on?
Don't say names in a mirror. Don't pee on an electric fence. And
don't look at people with red eyes.
Exactly.
Because it may cause your death.
It may.
Yes. Alrighty, terrifying talkers. We'll see you next week. Hope you have a terrifying night. And cover your mirrors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Dirty little whores.
Oh my God.
Midnight creeps and shadows fall, whispered secrets through the walls. Ghostly figures start to sway. Tune in now, don't be afraid. Terrifying talks tonight. Chill your bones till morning light. Spooky tales to make again.